Okay, in this class, we are going to discuss some few programs regarding for loop on the basis of for loop and while loop and if functions. Okay, suppose I want in this program I want to change the order of the string over the order of the string. Okay, from ascending to descending. Say suppose I'm entering some name now. If the user enters a name, the order must be changed in reverse order. Okay, that string has to be changed in reverse order. Okay, reverse order. So in order to do that, we have to take the input from the user. Okay, input. We have to take the input from the user. Enter the string. Okay, we have to enter the string. Then at the other side, it will ask for the user to enter the value. After that, what we have to do? We have to specify a variable. Say suppose some r or else reverse. Okay, as per our convenience, we can write. But I'm taking simply r. I'm taking an empty string. Okay, this is called as an empty string. I'm taking an empty string here. Okay, that is called as r in this case. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm counting the number of characters which I have typed, or user typed. Okay, I'm shifting that characters into reverse order using for concept. Okay, for I in range of okay for I in range of I'm using negative index here -1 comma. So what I have to do? Say suppose wait a minute. Say suppose I'm writing Python. Okay, Python. Okay, so as I'm using negative indexing, what will be the character will be first printed if I type -1, n will be printed. Okay, second O will be printed, third H will be printed like that. So that printing iteration has to be made up to the length of the string. Okay, so that's why I'm taking negative length of the string. Okay, so in this case, what is the variable which I have stored the string a? So this variable I have to take here. Okay, and -1. Okay, I will tell you why I am putting -1. As we are writing negative indexing, okay, Python. As I'm writing negative indexing, I have to decrease the values -1, -2, -3, -4 like that. So meaning that the step value for the range in the range must be negative minus okay -1. Okay, what I will do after counting the negative from the negative side, I have to append those string values, append those intermediate values in I. Then later I have to shift to the variable called R. Why? Because it is empty string now. After every iteration, that intermediate value will be stored in I. Later that will be assigned to the variable called I. Okay, how we done R equals to R plus A of I. Okay, R equals to R plus A of I for each iteration. Okay, for each iteration. So iteration is nothing but we are at wait a minute. Backspace, enter. So as I'm taking Python now, int represents -1. Okay, in the index value for int is -1. This is called first iteration. Okay, if you decrease the value -1 to 1 by 1, -1 to the step value is -1 now. So -1 becomes -2. This is the second iteration. If you decrease the value, it becomes third iteration. For each iteration, that intermediate value, the temporary value which has been iterated, is assigned to the variable called R. Initially, the R is the empty string, but after each iteration, it will be stored in where in R only. Okay. So what I'm doing, I'm printing here. Okay, let me write this print like this. Okay, print I. Okay, sorry, print R. Why? Because I'm storing the reverse string in R now. So that's why we have to store in R variable. We have to print that R int, what we say, int R variable. Okay, we call it as a variable. Okay, I'm running this program. Uh, I have to say this now. Okay, enter the string. So I'm writing Python. Okay, pythy. If I press enter, I got an error. Why? Because what is the error? Print is not different. I made a mistake here. print. Okay, python. Okay, so Python key is reverse format. Okay, if you run that program again, if you copy that previous value and paste here, you will get Python. Okay, meaning that this program is executed perfectly. If you made a mistake while writing the program, if you made a mistake and wrote print it exactly down to the for exactly down in the for loop, exactly in the for loop, this is completely a for loop now. If you write print R, it will ultimately consider that this entire operation comes into the for loop. If you take a backspace, it will comes out of the for loop. Okay, if you made a mistake like while writing the program, it will comes to the next line in the for loop. If you write like this, print R, see what will happens. Enter the string, control V. If I hit enter, you will get like this P, P, Y, P, H, P, H, T, Y, P, H. Finally, we will get Python. Okay. So it's not a mistake, but it is showing each and every iteration. It is not a mistake at all, but it is showing each and every iteration. Okay. It is showing each and every iteration. Okay. For the first iteration, it is P. For the second iteration, it is PY. For the third iteration, it is PYT. For the fourth iteration, like that, you will get up to the end. Okay. If you made a mistake in the program, what are the other programs so that you can make a mistake? If you forgot to write this -1, okay. So in general cases, you will think that iteration must be stopped at length of A. Okay, iteration must be stopped at length of A. It will give an error. Actually, it will not give the error, but one of the character will be skipped out. Okay, one of the character will be skipped out. Let me show you. So if I write like this, see, for the first iteration, it is P. For the last iteration, it is PYTHO. There is no N here. Why? Because in the negative indexing, so that is, we have to come to at the end of the string now, beginning of the string. We have to come to the beginning of the string. In order to come the beginning of the string, what is the index value for P? Let me run this shell. Okay, if I write a equals to some Python, okay, python Python. If I hit enter, what is the initial index? It is 0 now. Okay, what is the -0? What is the -0 value? It is also P. So in order to get this P or final value, or sorry, in order to get this initial value, we have to mention 0. And in order to mention that 0, we have to write -1 here. Why? Because it takes up to only the length of A. Okay, the length of A is nothing but either it may be 1 or 2 or 3 or something, depending upon the string which we have entered. Okay, it gives an error. And if you, while writing the program, you have to come out of the for loop or if loop. Okay, you shouldn't mention like this. It will ultimately consider this whole thing is comes into the comes into for loop only. If you make a backspace, then these two lines will be executed in the for loop. After executing, it will comes out of the for loop, then it will prints the character. Okay, enter the string. Okay, So can I make a can I write string in the using quotations? It is a question. Uh, Let me show you ZYX W. Okay. So what will happen if I enter? I've got WXYZ. Okay. If you are interested, you can write in string format also. Using quotations, you can write. Or else you can simply write ZYWX. It doesn't matter. Okay. Any doubts on this concept?
No, sir.
Okay. So this is the concept of reverse of a number. This is how we can write the number in reverse order. And let me write another program. Control A, clear. And what I'm doing is I'm counting small letters and capital letters. Okay. And capital. Okay, small and capital in a given string. So suppose some user typed some string value. Oh, that is 20 character length or 30 character length. He entered. We have to count the integers. Okay, we have to count whether how many characters are in small, how many characters are in capital. So in order to do that, we have to take input function initially, enter the string. It will ask the user to enter the string value. Then what I am doing is I'm taking a small number. Small for in order to count, we have to mention any variable. For small, I'm taking an empty. Uh, we are counting now. We are counting now. So then we have to take 0. For capital, I'm taking cap CA equals to 0. Okay, and SM equals to for small. SM equals to SM is for small. Initially, I'm initializing. Okay, it's called initialization. So initially, I'm assigning the value 0 to the variables SM and CA, or else you can directly write like this also. SM equals to CA equals to 0. It will execute. Okay. So what I'm doing, I'm writing for function. For I in range of, I'm just counting. I'm just counting. So what I have to do for I in range of A, if, okay, see, there is a for function and there is an if condition. Okay, what will suggest the if condition? In the if condition, we write if there is a character is small, we have to write that thing. Okay, if we have to take the intermediate function and take dot, it will give some list of numbers. Okay, but we are not getting. I dot conjugate denominator. It will give the error now for I in range of A. Why it's not coming? I'm writing the if condition only. If dot, what is the mistake? Okay. So what is the mistake here is I'm taking range concept here. Okay, so I shouldn't write range for I in A, meaning that the each and individual character will be assigned to the each and individual character printed out by the user will be assigned to the I variable. Then we can check. Okay, if you take brackets I dot, then we will get we're not getting the is lower. We're not getting. for I in S. Why I'm not getting? I got an error. Okay, we can sort out this later. Okay, okay. Let me write another program. What we will do here is we take a number, we take a string character. If some set of characters are present in the string, then they must be replaced or must be skipped. Okay, skipping of some character values. Okay, skipping of some character values. Say I'm taking some input function, enter the value. Okay, enter. So for what I have to do, I have to take an intermediate function here. What I will take? B equals to, it's an empty string. Why? Because I have to skip the characters, and I have to, after skipping those characters, say suppose there are vowels present in the string which user typed. What I'm doing is that string must the characters which are in which presents vowels must not be printed out. So that's why I'm taking an intermediate function and writing for I in A, but it's not giving proper result now. If I in, okay, A I O U, there is a capital I O U will also present. Okay, if capital small vowels or capital vowels present in the character which the user typed, then what we have to do, just we have to take B is equals to B plus empty string. Okay, B plus empty string. After that, else. Why? Because we have to close the if condition. If any character, anything present in this range AAIOU or capital AAIOU, if if the string consists of AAIOU or small capital AAIOU, then we must take a empty string and we have to append the thing to the B variable. Okay. Next, what we have to do after completion of that skipping concept, what we have to do, we have to add each and individual character. B equals to B plus I. Okay, it is some quite difficult to you to understand. So I'm coming out of the if function. I came out of the if function, and now I came out of for condition also. I'm writing B here. Let me run this program. Invalid syntax. Sorry, there is no colon here. Here we will get Python, or else you can directly write Python. Python language. Python language. So if I hit enter, see the vowels, almost all vowels are skipped. Okay. Almost all vowels are skipped here. Okay. What are the vowels present in Python? O. And what are the vowels present in language? A and U and again A and finally E. These characters are skipped here. Okay, why? Because we wrote the condition. If anything present other than A, I will, you can print directly. Okay, you can print directly. But if anything present, A, I go, then you have to an empty string. Wait. Don't shut down.